Well, what a holiday it was. Taking that Indochina tour, then after it ended back in December 29th, I continued my own tour, solo tour, as I usually do.
I'm back in New York City.
But anyway, left my hotel at 7 a.m. in the morning. Got a taxi. He wanted a flat rate. I refused. He wanted 400. It turned out it came under like 225 on the meter. So I gave him 300, which was not bad. We talked some politics in Thailand. You can talk politics, but you can't talk about the royal family due to the less majest laws or what have you. I guess you can get in trouble depending on who you talk to. But anyway,
Ah, look at this. Back to snow.
we left about 10:10. The plane took off 10:10
So,
a.m.
after living the life, the
Arrived
longest
in
month in
Seoul,
10 days,
South Korea, in Incheon
11 days.
Airport, and that was around 7 p.m. local time. Let's see. No, that was around 5 p.m. local time. Yeah, that will give it like five and a little over a few. So a little over 5 hours flight, cause Korea is 2 hours ahead of Thailand. So the plane was due to take off 7 p.m. from New York City, JFK. But when I arrived at the airport, I was told that because of snow and weather problems, chances are they're not really sure if the flight will even take off. That's what I was told from Bangkok. So when I arrived in Incheon Airport in South Korea, um, they showed that the flight was due for 7 p.m. to leave, but then it changed. 1910 military time hours. That'd be uh, that'd be something like what 9:10 p.m. Okay. So then let's see. Then they change it again to like um 9:30. Yeah, they changed it to 9:30. Yeah, so it was 21:10. That was 21:10 and was supposed to leave, not 19:10. 21:10, then 21:30. So finally, when we left, it was like 9:30, 9:39. The plane, okay, pulled off. So that was like 4 hours 39 minutes. Let me correct this here. Delay. The plane actually left at 11:39. We arrived in New York, sat on the tarmac. Plane touched down around 11 for like over 2 hours. Towed in for some reason to the gate. Then by the time we got out of there, go through immigration has a new system now, whereby you have these machines. You just you just put your passport in, or if you have a green card or a B1 or B2 visa, you just put it in, scan, and then you printed a receipt along with the custom form that you would normally fill out. And then you go to, you stand in line, you go to, they were like, let me see, there were like four officers there, and you go to one of them and they ask you a few questions like where you coming from, stuff like that. You bring in food, you bring in things to eat, fruits, so forth, and then that's it. It's very different. And then you go get your luggage, which took, forget it, it took a long time. So by the time I got out of there, it was like it was way past midnight, minutes to one, I believe. It was a 747, so 747 normally takes a lot of passengers they can carry. So finally, I went out to the taxi line, and I figured let me just jump in a taxi. But there was such a long line, a line that stretches way back, that I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna take the A train. So this is what I call this video. Take the A train. So I decided to take the A train, and which is much cheaper, of course. You have to pay $5 for the air train. You know, $5 for the air train from the airport to Howard Beach or Jamaica Center, depending on the line you want to go to. So I went to Howard Beach, and then $2.75 extra for the subway fare, so that's $7.75. So as you can see, it shows the train right now, Aqueduct. So I got on the train, and then somewhere along the line, the conductor mentions that the train is running in two parts. One part goes to Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, and then you take a shuttle bus, to J Street, Brooklyn, and then you catch the A train that goes into Manhattan. So I figured that out. Wait a minute, I'm not going to do that, because that's going to be very time consuming to be carrying two pieces of luggage at that time of the night, standing at Utica Avenue in Crown Heights at that time in the morning, carrying some stuff back from overseas, some new stuff I got, nice new phone, a Samsung Galaxy, what's that? The Galaxy Note 8. Yeah, so who wants to be robbed? But anyway, so I decided, you know what? There's a station called Broadway Junction, and from Broadway Junction you can change and you can get access to like the J train, the M train. Which, if I had known, if they posted signs up at the airport and say, look, the A train is running in two parts and you have to use a shuttle bus. But no, they don't have the decency or courtesy or the intelligence or integrity to do anything like that to inform travelers. I live here, so I could switch to something different, a different means of transportation. But what about the tourists who decide, well, let me take the train. Let me try it out at that time. So that wouldn't be good for tourists. But anyway, had I known that, I would have gone to Jamaica Center and catch up with the J train or the E train from there, and that would have been much better. So I ended up going to Broadway Junction. Get out there that time of the night. Very cold because that station is elevated. It's cold, and they were washing down the station at that time of the morning. It's late. So they're washing it down. They have these hoses and everything like that. So it makes it slippery. So now I have to be careful walking down those steps to the J train. And then finally, I got onto the J train. I believe I stood there and I took some pictures, but it's kind of hard to see out the window as I go over the Williamsburg Bridge. And then I was able to take the J and change at Essex Street and come into Brooklyn on the F. So that's how I did it. So, but anyway, the system they have at the airport now, I guess it moves people much faster. I came in 2 years ago when I went to Asia and I was coming back from Thailand, and there were a lot of immigration officers. You had to stand in line, and I was waiting there. The immigration officer got out the booth to take care of some business or what have you, and I was standing there waiting until he came back. He just stamped my paper and gave me back my passport. But now you have all these machines, so machines are replacing humans. So anybody who thinks of becoming an immigration officer, be careful. You may not have a job because there used to be a lot of them, and now there are only a few. You have all these machines, and the machines are doing the work. The machines are not going to take a lunch break or a 15-minute break or a timeout or a bathroom break or any kind of break like that. The machines are going to be there no matter how many passengers come through that airport. Those machines are going to be working, cranking out and take your picture and give you a receipt, from the passport that you produce. So right there, the government is going to save a lot of money right there by doing that, by eliminating a lot of people, a lot of immigration officers. But another thing too, when you coming off the plane, you're gonna notice that normally, people come off a plane because there's so many people. You may not have time to go to the restroom, the bathroom, or whatever, and you may want to say, "Oh, I'll wait when I come off," because it's not always convenient to go in the restroom on the plane. You have to stand there. The plane is shaking and rocking. You standing there waiting. Other people are waiting. So you know what? When you come off, you say, "Oh, as I get off the plane, I'm just gonna slip into the bathroom." Well, I came through Terminal 1. There's no toilet coming off the plane all the way, and it's a long walk. It's a good distance all the way to the immigration hall. There are no toilets. They made it deliberately like that. I guess is to prevent people from secreting any kind of contraband or anything like that. So people won't be tempted, to say, "Well, oh, I'm bringing in some kind of contraband, some narcotics or something like that," and oh, gee, you know what? I'm gonna slip into the bathroom here, and I'm gonna either get rid of it or swallow it or whatever. I guess people have done stuff like that before, so they know that. So they purposely set it up that way. So if Terminal 1 is like that, chances are Terminal 4 is like that, Terminal 2 is probably like that. I don't know, unless somebody knows better, because I haven't come through those terminals in a while. Last year I came through Terminal 2 when I used Japan Airlines, and now last night, back on the 8th last night, which January 8th, I came in Korean Air. So apparently they have some of the Asian airlines coming in at Terminal 1. And that's how it is. So if you come in through Terminal 1, you come in from Asia, and you want to use the restroom, you better try and use it. You better try and use it before you get off the plane, because you're going to end up in the immigration hall in a long, long line, and you probably end up peeing yourself or whatever. So fair warning. Don't say you didn't hear it. You got that warning from me. So anyway, that's it. We look at the rest of the video and see what the conductor, or hear what the conductor has to say, and look at the empty train that it goes by.
Clear of the closing doors, please.
Okay, the train is getting close to Essex Street. That's where I'm going to get off to switch to the F. I hope you enjoy the Indochina series, the Indochina tour, the videos that I put together. Many of them I put together quickly while we were on the road, and sometimes it was very difficult to get good Wi-Fi. Some hotels had great Wi-Fi. Also depending on the country. Like Laos, for example, I think was let's see, Luang Prabang or whatever, Luang Prabang. They had good Wi-Fi at that hotel, but other parts of Laos it was very difficult. Cambodia also very difficult. So, but I did my best. Some things I put together real fast, so not taking the type of time to edit like an expert would be. I'm no expert, I'm just a traveler. That's what I am. I love to travel from the time I've been young. So YouTube is just a way to help bring travel or the unknown or educate people or let people be aware of what's out there in the world. So have fun traveling.